Brad. Here, I'll get over here. You guys look sexy.
You're on to it.
All right, Ben was smart enough to write some notes down for me because he's good like that. The Paul Revere Award, that's a lot to live up to. I might be from Texas, but I can't ride a horse worth a damn. So let's keep that up. I want to thank the Sam Adams Alliance, obviously. Ann Sirach, Ann, where are you? Ann is one of our favorite guests. We have had Ann on 3 times. That ties a record with Governor Perry, 2 wonderful people who can share a record like that. As Andrew said, we started out as a weekly podcast, and everybody listened so much that turns out everybody liked it, and so we now do it daily. Yesterday was our 300th show featuring Michael Barone. We want to thank everybody for listening that long. We now have 1.5 million confirmed listeners over our 300 episodes, so thank you very much. Before I forget, I do want to thank my wife, who could not come. And I want to thank my dog for not barking during all the shows. We recorded at home, and she's been wonderful in staying quiet during the shows. That's something that actually is not small. Anyway, I also want to thank Francis Chanfroca, who couldn't be here tonight. He's one of our regulars at Coffee and Markets, and Pejman Yusufzada, who's over at our table. Pej, say hi. Pej is on 3 times a week. He's great, and he's here in Chicago, so you should be a fan of Pej. Anyway, thanks so much. I'm going to let Ben talk now.
Thank you, Brad. Andrew is on to us. If you just say it in a very reasonable tone, they'll think what you're saying is true. Brad has very wonderfully explained what we do with Coffee and Markets. I want to thank my wife as well, and everyone who's helped make it as popular as it is. I want to thank the fine folks at Red State and the fine folks at Big Government and all of the Breitbart sites for hosting us. Which is really the key to how popular it's become. I also want to thank our chief sponsor, Stephen Klaus, who isn't here tonight, but we really appreciate his support. Because our ideas on the right are based in the truth about human nature and the way that markets work, we sometimes make the mistake of thinking that they make the argument for themselves, that they don't need somebody to stand up and defend them. This actually isn't the case. There was a poll that came out last week that I thought was interesting from GlobeScan, which said that public support for the free market economy is lower in the United States than it is in China. The grass is always greener. But this statistic really is, it's a failure when you think about it. It's a failure on our part to convince and educate a new generation of Americans who have been taught bad history by failing unionized schools that socialism is not one of the greatest evils ever perpetrated on humanity. And they do not recognize that true social justice and the rewards of happiness come not from bureaucratically enforced equality, but from the meritocracy of earned success. My favorite Sam Adams quote is kind of a rare one, and it's from a letter to his friend James Warren. He wrote, "If ever the time should come when vain and aspiring men shall possess the highest seats in government, our country will stand in need of experienced patriots to prevent its ruin." I see a room full of experienced patriots. And the message that I think we have today, that Brad and I have as messengers to all of you, is your country needs you. stand up, share your knowledge, share your experience. There are millions of Americans out there who are eager to have what you know told to them. America needs you. Thank you.